Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're doing a setup, play and review for the game Marvel Remix. Now this is by WizKids and it's the designer, it's called Bruce Glasgow. This guy has done Fantasy Realms. I've already played this back in 2017. This now has the SPIEL.digital nomination from 2021. This is the deluxe edition. It also includes 2 expansions and full art sleeves. That expansion is the Cursed Horde. As you can see, it's unopened. I'm doing how to set up, play and review, teaser trailer, promo, all kinds of unboxing videos aside with that as well. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell to be informed of what I think of that version of the game. Now, this is the remix. So this is basically Marvel. There's also a Starship Captains, which is the same premise as well. So what you're going to be doing in this game, this is the designer of Betrayal on the House of Haunted Hill. He also won the Kremlin 1999 Best kind of board gamer tabletop tournament. So everybody is going to take one villain. Everybody is going to take 6 remix cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So everybody's going to take that. And we're going to set it up as a 2, but you can play this 2 to 6. Now, Fantasy Realms is also 2 to 6, but this version says 3 to 6. But just to let you know, there's a variant saying 2 to 6, and I must admit I prefer it best as a 2 typically. Now, you can look at your 6 cards, so the other person can't see what you have. Aim of the game is to assemble the best team. You're looking to get the highest amount of points. I'll explain how that comes in a second. But ultimately, the instruction about this is you're gathering heroes to take on mighty villains, and you're going to use those heroes, allies, conditions, equipment, and locations, and maneuvers to create exciting superhero battles and collect familiar teams, or you can create new pairings to tell your own stories. So, to win the game, at the very end of the game, you must have at least one hero, one of them, and at least one villain. Now, you don't have to have a hero, you can have an ally. At the minute, we don't have an ally, but you must have one hero, and you must have one villain at the end of the game to score any points. So how does it work? Well, currently you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regular cards and a villain card. On your turn, you can draw either from this deck or from this deck. Then what you're going to do is discard down, and you're going to place one face up in the center. When there are 10 face up cards in the center, the game will automatically end. Now on your turn, after that first turn of laying a card here, you can draw a card from the center instead. So options of 3. So let's look at these cards. Well, let's see what we have. We have base values. Let's start off with here initially to talk to you about that. And we have 14 or so different tags. Well, tags we'll talk about in a moment, but ultimately this person is worth 4 points currently, and plus 5 for every other symbol here. So that's a Wakanda symbol. So let's look through. There's nothing else. So currently this card is only worth 4. Over here we have a location. It's worth nothing, but you get plus 5 for each other symbol relating to this and that. So there's 2 different symbols going on here. Just to let you know what these represent. Over here, this is called tech. Doesn't worry about it, it's just a symbol. And over here, we've got agility. So you need to find other symbols of that. So we've got tech over here. So currently it's worth nothing. It's now worth 5, and that's it. So fairly low scoring cards. Obviously, it's worth this one as well. It's now worth 10. It's not too bad. So over here, we've got avoid crossfire. It's again a maneuver card, and it's worth 0. Now this is an interesting card. It's worth 5 for each other card that's got this symbol, which means range on it, if it's on 1, 2, or 3 cards. So currently we've got one over here, so that's actually worth 5 points. It's on another card, so now it's worth 7 points. And then over here, it's worth 9. So it's 9 per card. So right now, that's doing very well. That's now worth 27 points. So that card is very strong, but only if you keep these cards as well. So let's look at this one. Over here we have Tony Stark. We have a hero worth 3. You can transform with 2 or more of that particular symbol, the eye symbol. I must admit, I hardly ever see the eye symbol come up. It's called Intel. If you manage to get enough symbols with it, you can flip it over. It's now worth 8. You've got a few more tags available. But if ever you discard down and don't have enough Intel, you're going to have to discard that. Over here we've got Mjolnir, and it's worth 10 equipment. I've butchered the name of that pronunciation there for Thor's hammer there. And over here you can actually do various things, but ultimately this is an equipment, and it's blanked unless worthy, which we do not have, so you have to mill the deck if you can, or unless with a hero or ally, again with this strength symbol, not strength, sorry, for the is an Asgard symbol. So there's various things you have to be aware of. So these symbols you get familiar with, but ultimately verbally you don't really, it's only time you have to worry about it. Over here we have Cyclops though, plus 3 for every other mutant symbol. So again, it's quite weak at the minute, but remember, if we discard this card, this is now diminishing this card from worth 27 points, now only worth 14, because it's 2 times 7 as opposed to 3 times 9. And over here we have Juggernaut. These are generally negative cards, but it's worth 16, and you're blanking one location. So right now we're blanking this location, and Tony Stark is also, no, he's fine. managing it is also going to be a bit of a problematic one. So I need to think about this. Well, let's see what I want to do. Do you want to draw more villains or draw one of these cards? Let's draw one of these. I've now got Benin Zana, location 0, sim for each other Wakanda symbol. Well, we're doing pretty weak over here with that one, and currently got some extra tags. So for now, even though this is now worth 4, it's worth 9 points. We knew that was one of the lowest scoring cards. So for now, let's just get rid of that one. Let's go into the center. Now it's their turn, and they're looking through their cards, and they're thinking what they might need. And let's say they might want it, but for now, they take this card instead, because they've got stronger hands. So they take this card instead, and they look at it, and they see what they want to do. So all these various things happen. Then it's their turn. They're then going to discard a card. Let's say they discard this. I can now pick from here, here, or here. For example, I could pick up a villain. Over here we've got Magneto. So you're blanking all equipment, ignoring all of these other symbols, these tech symbols. So that's something to be aware of, but I really want to be blanking my equipment. Well, I've only got this one here, and it is going to be blanked anyway. So you might do that, but having said that, you're going to blank all other tech symbols, which we know are quite important. So right now I might obviously ditch that as well, and now we're already up to 3 cards that have been discarded. Again, as soon as 10 cards are discarded here, the game ends. It's not a 10-turn game though, because you can always draw from this deck. If you think you're in quite a strong position, that's quite handy. Now, here's the box, so everything goes well in here. I'll try and get some sleeves on here too, and give you maybe a video about what I think of certain sleeves. But here we go. Here's our score pad where you can fill in information. You basically can write your name on here. You don't have to, but it's handy to know how you got on with them previously and how you got on. So my first game I got 99 points against 69, and then I happened to lose 53 to 93 because of Sauron. Richard managed to get 49 points. Otherwise I would have won. So there are some cards which are very situational. Some of these cards are negative points. Actually, here you go. Here's the Sauron card. So some of these are positive points, but sometimes they're negative unless you've got 2 more tech cards, so you're trying to work with them. So quite strong points with those villains. Having said that, you know, there's a lot of things you need to mitigate with them. Interesting combos. Again, you're not going to get through more than a little bit of the deck, especially at a lower player count, which is why it is more fun at a higher player count trying to get exactly what you need. But obviously it's going to take a bit longer too. So there's something to be aware of. What is your preferred player count? Would you rather play a game that really immerses you into it at a higher player count in this particular game? Or would you rather play at a lower player count and just have fun for, you know, under 20 minutes? So 20 minutes is great to just bash through it and you can play it again. Highly enjoyable in that respect. And I'm keen to know your thoughts, so please let me know in the comments in YouTube are best. Aside from that, any other questions or any other thoughts, check out my description through on YouTube as well. Occasionally there are competitions, there's one live presently. And if you go through to Linktree, there's a Patreon where you can support the channel. There is also Instagram, over 2,600 posts, plenty on here to do with Remix. I'll look forward to bringing you a WizKids playlist in due course when I've got more stuff from WizKids. I've actually got a few more games to bring you from them too. And in fact, a friend of mine who has had a game designed and published by WizKids, which is great. Aside from that, please join over on Facebook as well. And please do share and let me know your thoughts. And for now, back to the table.